Okay, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon to those who are joining us live. And we are now a few hours left for 2020. And I hope if you have free time, maybe you can join me this afternoon for a few minutes as we discuss about business ideas and goal setting for 2021. Now, the other day I actually had what to call this one is a poll in my both in my Instagram and my Facebook because I was really confused on what to discuss live. Is it business ideas or goal setting? And then it turned out that in my Instagram, most people would want to hear about goal setting, and then in my Facebook, people would want to hear more about business ideas. So here I tried to squeeze them and have it today, this afternoon for a few minutes. So yeah, we'll discuss about business ideas and goal setting for 2021. So I know in a few hours we will all be busy for medianoche. To those who are watching, maybe you can key in the comments what are you planning to prepare for this evening while we wait for others to go in live. What will you be cooking? Anong kakainin niyo? What you will eat for tonight before we move to the slides? I only have around 14 slides to discuss this one, just very short. And I have a free gift to everybody. I made this last minute, but I think this is really worth it because you'd be able to use them for 2021. Okay, so let's move forward. And today, or this afternoon specifically, okay, you will learn what are the factors you can consider as you start a business this 2021. And usually people would like to start a business now in when it's new year. You want to start something new, and I'll be sharing some factors you can consider as you start a business this coming year, and what are the exact types of businesses that you can start with. This is only my suggestions, okay? You can consider them. And then after that, we'll talk about goal setting, my own process of goal setting. I'll be sharing that and how to specifically achieve goals without overwhelm. Okay? Because we know goal setting is a bit overwhelming. Right. So the year 2020, let's start with business ideas. Now, the year 2020 was difficult to most entrepreneurs. So why do I say most? Because it's not all. Hindi naman lahat nahirapan na hindi lahat ng entrepreneurs nahirapan sa 2020 because there were some businesses that were actually thriving for 2020. And if we try to identify what are these businesses na hindi nag-close, what are these businesses na somewhat nag-soar yung sales nila, these are the businesses who have already put in a mark online, or perhaps their business process is actually more of online. So meaning they don't need people coming into their store physically for them to have sales, but everything is online or a part of their business process is online. So with that, these are the factors that I can suggest if for you to to take note if you are planning to start a business in 2021. So first, your revenue model must not be solely based on foot traffic for your business. So dapat when you start a business for 2021, you know our situation right now is still not that secured, no? So, though there are already news about vaccines and whatsoever, however, we still don't know if there would be a second wave, third wave, and what would happen next. So, if you're planning to open a business in 2021, just make sure that your revenue model would not be solely based on foot traffic for your business. So, hindi yung they have to go to you physically for you to be able to render service or for you to be able to give the product to them. So as much as possible, also leverage on social media and other free online marketing tools. The social media is a very powerful free marketing tool, no, especially like Facebook, Instagram. So just make sure that your business would be visible in this free social media marketing tools so that you'd be able to, you know, thrive for 2021 for your business. And then, okay, third note for you to have a for you to consider when you plan to have a business in 2021, automate your online ordering or booking system or appointment system or any other business processes that you can do online as much as possible. Um, create a process for it to be online. And then, if you don't have huge money to start, of course, it is very advisable. It is really a good factor for you to start small. Okay, opt to start small. You don't want that you open a new business. Let's say you open a new restaurant. Yes, you have the capital, no? You can rent out. You can buy all the equipments that you need. But then, with our situation, if the sole revenue of your restaurant would just be people eating or dining in, you might have a hard time. So just make sure you have other source of income in your business aside from income from foot traffic. So these are the things that I could tell you to note down if you want to start a business in 2021. Right, moving forward, so these are the different business ideas you can consider. So I just had this randomly. So virtual services or freelancing, you can start, but just be careful with regards to freelancing and virtual services. Just make sure you consider it as a business and you don't consider yourself as an employee of another company because these are two different things. Okay, so consider your freelance and your virtual services as a business and not a job. You can also do food delivery services. I don't know. I don't know if this is viable, but maybe you can try to check it out. Um, Especially this Christmas season, no? There have been many virtual Christmas parties and yung iba is nagbi-meeting online. And it would be nice if, di ba usually in physical meetings, we have, what do you call this one? We have mga snacks, we have lunch, right? And then we eat together if it was a physical meeting. While in virtual meetings, we seldom do have snacks, right, delivered to us for us to eat together while having a meeting. So maybe some of those who can develop an app, or maybe the existing apps, or maybe even restaurants, maybe you can do a delivery service. Can perhaps find a way to make this happen. You can have a delivery service wherein one person would book, and then they would pay, and then the same food but delivered to different addresses within the city at a particular time. So I don't know how to make that happen, but perhaps it's a challenge to the food services. But I think that is a good idea for a business. Okay, aside from just going to Grab or Food Panda and booking your own. So why not just one booking and then just key in all the addresses and you would have the same snacks, the same lunch as you are doing your meeting, right? So that could be one. Anything that is delivery, these companies and businesses were actually thriving this 2020, right? Kasi lahat dinideliver. Then you can also do consultation services, especially if you're professionals. Maybe you can try to evaluate all your business processes. Maybe there are some meetings that you can convert to online, and maybe there are some services in your consultancy businesses that you can move online or you can do online. There could be also grocery subscriptions. I'm not sure if the big, I think Landers is doing this, but if you have a small grocery in your place, maybe you can do a grocery subscription. So they pay a subscription fee just for 1 month, and then yeah, the delivery fee would be free for the whole month for us for a maximum perhaps of 2 deliveries. So you could consider that. Another would be online tutorials, automated online shop. So if you are planning to have an online shop, make sure the processes are automated. Anything home base, okay? And you can actually have, if you really want, you can actually have a business with a physical store, but of course, make sure that you have other income source aside from sales coming from foot traffic or sales from walk-in customers or finance. Okay, so these are the business that you can consider for 2021. Okay, now let's go to goal setting. Okay, so goal setting can actually be exhausting and overwhelming. That's why many don't do it. So sometimes we buy planners every uh, perhaps last month of the year, and then we write on them maybe first 2 months of the year, right? And then we suddenly forget about them during March, April, up until December. Why? Because goal setting is actually overwhelming, and that's why most people don't do it. So how can you make the most out of goal setting? So here are things that I could share to you. Start with the end in mind. This is usually what I do. And start with the end in mind. Know exactly what do you want first, identify it, and then you work back. It's also called reverse engineering. Identify your goals, reverse engineer everything, take note what are the different steps for you to achieve them. Knowing exactly where do you want to go and what do you want to achieve gives you a clearer path. So if you don't identify them, tendency is you might get lost, right? And you might be doing things that are actually not in in parallel or in congruence to what you actually want to achieve. Then when you start with the end in mind, you can then reverse engineer these goals to make smaller actionable steps to make it easier to achieve. So reverse engineer a big goal, convert it, break them down into smaller actionable steps to make it easier to achieve. That is what I practice. So a three-step framework in goal setting. So simple lang na what, why, and how. So what would be identifying your goals? And then the why would be mapping out your goals, and then how would be breaking them down. So let's discuss them shortly, each of them. So when you say identifying, okay, identify your top goals. I think most of you know that goals must be smart. You know this in school, or perhaps you know this in your work and in your job. Our bosses would always say our goals must be smart, and smart would mean specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. So identify first your goals. Okay, that's your what. That's the first step. And it doesn't end there when you identify your goals. The next step would be to map out your goals. Identify your why. Ask yourself, why are these goals important? Okay? These goals are for, you fill in the blanks. What are your goals for? Is it for your family? Is it for yourself? Whatsoever. You identify your why, because the why is actually very important, because when things get tough, it actually will get tough. When you know your why in the things that you do, it keeps you on, holding on to the goal that you want to achieve. So you should map it out. And then you identify, if I don't achieve them, okay, what will happen to me, or what happens when I achieve them? That's how you map out your goals. You identify what is the effect of doing and not doing, of achieving and not achieving your goals. And then after identifying your why, you then now identify your how. And this is the bulk of goal setting. This is the very important thing. Break them down. How can I get this done? So it's not enough that you just write your goals, no, your bucket list for the year. Break them down into easy steps. What are the exact steps for me to be able to achieve this? And how can I break these steps further? So I'd like to share this picture. I don't know, I think you have seen this one. I think it went viral. And when I saw this picture in the internet, I really said, yes, that's so true. If you try to see, that is those are two, not stairs, but a ladder, right? One ladder has smaller steps. The other ladder is a that they have call this one wider steps. If you try to see, it's easier to climb up a stair with smaller steps compared to a stair or a ladder with a wider step. So if you think that your goal is too big, break them down. If you think that step one that you have identified is still so overwhelming to you, break them down. Okay, that's how you can achieve your goals without overwhelm. Break them down, note exactly what and how, and then perhaps do it, you write it in your everyday. So for example, you plan to open or to release finally or make a YouTube channel of yours, and you think it's so overwhelming. Step one is to take video. If you think that's too overwhelming to you, break it further. So let's say you practice first doing stories, video stories in your profile. No, practice talking with yourself. It's actually not easy at first, but you'll get used to it. Break them down to easier steps. Okay, it is easier to climb up a ladder with smaller steps. Right. So with that, I have here a gift for you. This is what we call the Take Action Planner. I actually made this last minute, and it is a to call this one. It's a planner template that you can print for free. You print it on your own, and then you print as many pages as you can. And the goal, this Take Action Planner, it's designed to convert your goals to easier steps so you can achieve them without overwhelm. So what I exactly mean by this one is I'll share to you some pages of the planner. So it looks like this. Oops, wait. Okay, so we start with the end in mind, identify your goals, and then you assign them in different months. Okay. So we start with the one on top and then we reverse engineer, we break them down up until you come up with your there's an action plan for every goal every month up until you'd be able to go to your daily Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then even Saturdays and Sundays. So this is a free planner that you can print. There's a to-do list, there's a chore list, and there are important dates that you want to remember. So this is a free planner that I'm giving to everybody. I'll key in the comments later after I go live the link so you can download them, and this the link would just be available up until January 5. So there you go, that's my gift to you. Again, that planner, it's actually the same process that I do. I just made it beautiful so that you would you would be encouraged to write down because again, setting goals no is actually overwhelming. So yeah. Okay, do you have any questions? And remember, I like to end this one with this. The best way to predict the future is to create it. From a dear friend, dear friend, Abraham Lincoln. There you go. So yeah, my what you call this one? My goal to achieve to finish the live video in less than 30 minutes. So we're in for 20 minutes. I don't want to really, use much of your time for this live because I know we're all busy. Some are even in malls right now, doing a last minute shopping. Me, I also have to do some things and to arrange some things. There you go. If you have no questions, I'll leave you with this code and I'll leave in the comments below the link to download the free planner. That's for free. That's my gift to you for 2020 for staying with me here in my Facebook page. And yeah, may we all have a blessed and happy new year. Bye, everybody.